it's Paige Shadowclover and welcome to my channel. This video is one I have been looking forward to for a long time, to say the least. Today I will be looking at 4 different horses to potentially buy now that I have this opportunity to add another horse to our family. I have spent an unreasonable amount of time endlessly scrolling on horse ads, and let me tell you, it is a slippery slope and very easy to get sucked in. Anyway, I think I did find some pretty solid horses to try today, so at least my hard work might pay off. I was looking for a younger horse with a lot of potential to move up the ranks in show jumping, and I just recently ended my lease on Sicario, my main jumper, and now that Arlo is getting older and he really shouldn't be jumping anymore, I needed another horse. So anywho, I think my first ride is scheduled for pretty soon, so I should probably get on the road. The first potential horse to break my bank is Atlantis, an 8-year-old Dutch warmblood gelding at 16.2 hands. He had quite the nice pedigree on him. He had a mom who was a great dressage horse and a dad who was a very prominent show jumper. His ground manners were amazing. He stood perfectly still, especially for being like 8 years old. I would have imagined there'd be a bit more fidgetiness to him, I guess, but no, he was really great. He had a lot of buttons to him. He had really great gaits, super balanced, super supple, very easy to collect and get him to use his hindquarters, which I love to see. I even got an extended trot on him for a hot minute, but we did do it, so that's something. Then when we started jumping, I feel like things started to go downhill with him. He didn't have any confidence for jumping. He got super anxious. He had zero scope. It wasn't that great. He kept refusing, as you can see in the video. And when he did jump, it was really awkward and it wasn't natural at all, which was a little iffy. So I don't think I'm going to be going for Atlantis because, it's safe to say he's a mama's boy. He prefers dressage over jumping any day. While you could, help him develop his eye for jumping, it'd be really hard to get him over his anxiety, and also he just didn't seem to enjoy it at all. So I think I'm going to have to pass on this lovely boy. So on to the next horse. The next horse for me to try is Sovereign, a Dutch warmblood thoroughbred cross gelding who is 11 years old. First impression, he was beautiful. His conformation looked amazing, and his ad seemed really great. After a quick chat with his owner, I got to go take a look at him, and oh my goodness, was he beautiful and very sweet. He stood perfectly still for me while I groomed him and tacked him up, which it's always a huge plus when they have great ground manners. Sovereign's gaits were really balanced and smooth. He did have a rocking horse canter, which I know a lot of people don't like, but I actually don't mind it. I think it's probably because Sicario had a rocking horse canter and I've just gotten used to it. But anyway, Sovereign was very easy to collect and lengthen, very adjustable. So, those are all really positive things that I look for in a horse. When it was time to jump, this guy perked up. He was a complete powerhouse on the course. While he wasn't too out of control or anything, she just had this really great energy to him, which, you need in a jumper. So I really liked him, and I think he could be a good fit. The next horse is Dora, or Exploring New Heights, who is a 9-year-old Dutch warmblood mare. Now, this horse has, her ad was a little deceiving, to say the least. Upon my arrival at the barn, I could not find the owner anywhere, and after some time, I found the owner of the barn, and she so kindly informed me that Dora's owner has been gone at college for the past few months. So she was not here, not present. So I just like had to go take a look at this horse by myself, which, is great. And Dora was quite a bit out of shape. Like I said, her ad was quite deceiving. She was a little round, very, very sour. She did not want to be caught at all. Like, I walked out to the pasture and she just bolted. She was not having it. So I wasn't even going to waste my breath on this horse. She obviously wasn't what I was looking for. And while she could have some talent underneath it all, I feel like I wouldn't, I don't know, I just feel like I didn't want to risk it. And obviously she wasn't in shape to be ridden. And if the owner wasn't even here to sell her own horse, I don't know, I feel like that's a red flag. So I'm going to have to pass on Dora, but I think with some TLC, she could have been a really great horse. The fourth and final horse I will be looking at today is Holloway or Cruise Control, an 8-year-old standardbred thoroughbred cross gelding. Now, he was a really sweet horse. However, he was a little scrawny looking, which obviously with the right workouts and nutrition, that could be easily corrected. But beyond that, he was so much more. He was super sweet and really just a funny horse. He had a lot of quirks to him, which I definitely appreciate. He had a lot of personality to him, which is, obviously it's a good thing. He was a little looky, very curious, which it's not too big of a concern. It's just, you have to, sometimes it can get a little out of hand if they get too, off-centered from their work, but he didn't seem to be too, uncontrolled by that, or too controlled by that, I should say. Holloway's gaits, however, were quite unbalanced, but I think that is just because of the lack of muscle. He used a lot of his underside neck muscles to help balance him, especially in the trot and canter, and his gaits were a little stiff. However, once we got into jumping, he was a totally different horse. He was super loose and very pliant. He had a great jump to him, was super confident. So I think a lot of his training had been more based on jumping skills than flat skills. So, that'd just be something I have to work on. And then, this is his goofy side. He was obsessed with the camera the entire ride. So that was Holloway. He was a really sweet horse. Very, very talented. He does need some work in his flat work skills, but I think beyond that, he'd be really great. I think he also, with some, he needs a bit more muscle on him to help him, fill out a bit more, and that I think will also help him be able to get more supple and be easier to collect and just be more, overall balanced. But, beyond that, I think he could be really great. So that's it. I tried 4 different horses today, all with their different strengths and weaknesses. I think out of the 4, I could probably see myself best with Sovereign or Holloway, just because I clicked with those 2 more than the other 2. But I think they both are so sweet and they're goofballs, but they also know when to focus. So I think that's really positive. Not to say that Dora or Atlantis are bad horses. They're definitely not. I just don't think they're what I'm looking for exactly. But anyway, let me know what horse you think I should get in the comments below. And I'll see you guys next time.